Dr. Roxolana, we'll have to go bilingual, right? And if you have any issues, if you don't understand Urdu or any word of Urdu, you can always come up and ask us what exactly we are talking about, right?
Didn't hear actually, but actually, as far as I could understand, you have been asking about the position of Russia concerning the Islamabad peace talks. Am I right?
Yeah, but in the past, Iran has, submitted uranium to Russia. And in return, Russia gave Iran some low enriched uranium, and this thing has happened. And the IAEA in 2015, 16 January, had said that Iran is like good with everything, and Iran, whatever was asked from Iran, they abided by it. They stick to it. So my question is that once again, if Iran, the delegation of Iran, if they come to Russia, will they be repeating the P51 thing again, which happened like in the past, or you have some other thing going on over there? We don't know what in Moscow what is happening, and what are the preparations going on over there. So can you tell us something? Can you update us on these things?
Well, I hope you can hear me because
I can hear you. I can hear you. I know there is a problem in Moscow.
Technical problems. Yes. I can only guess actually what you have asked me. I heard just a piece of your question in regard to the joint comprehension plan of action. I think you meant that actual agreement that was taking place in 2015. Mm-hmm. And actually that was a framework of 5 countries plus Iran. And indeed, Mr. Lavrov, Sergei Lavrov, the Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, has recently highlighted, he underlined that at least at the present moment, in spite of the previous diplomatic efforts that were fantastic from the side of Islamabad, we are talking about the first round of the Islamabad peace talks, and incompleteness or seemingly incompleteness of those negotiations, that was also actually a kind of emanation of the result, diplomatic breakthrough. But our minister has underlined that due to the, let's say, gap between the first round and the second round that didn't take place in Islamabad, we would like to express, the Russian side would like to express a modest hope that at least we can roll back to the disposition of the agreement that was reached in 2015. From the point of view of Moscow, it's the safest actual disposition that can be reached at the present moment, because now on, when the conflict started, additionally to the arguments, between Iran, United States, and Israel, but where actually, of course, we're talking about the U.S. primarily and Iran, additionally to the nuclear deal, we have gained one extra, let's say, surplus, a negative surplus, Hormuz Strait. That's why, overviewing this situation, we can say that it's better to get back to the agreement of 2015, or at least something which will be closer to that agreement, and start from that kind of point to go forward. Otherwise, this situation looks like a no-go. Pakistan, in fact, has demonstrated to the whole world a tremendous work in the diplomatic domain. Of course, that was fantastic, and I can say that it was a beautiful patience that Pakistan has demonstrated. Like Muhammad Iqbal once said, that patience is a wonderful strategy of dynamism. And I also think that Pakistan has not just laid down a new kind of a prototype of diplomacy on the regional level. It actually laid down a new prototype of diplomacy of the new architecture of security that we will be witnessing not only on the regional level, but as well on the global one. But getting back to Moscow and Iran, Moscow and Tehran, The visit that has been planned, actually, the visit of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran to Moscow, and now the trajectory has been changed. So the foreign minister has landed, as far as I'm concerned, in Islamabad now, and this is a good, actually, move, because it will be an extra opportunity to discuss all those points, all those statements, all those arguments that have been discussed in Oman today. And later on, I think being better equipped with the position and views from Pakistani side, the foreign minister of Iran would actually reach Moscow. This is a kind of shuttle diplomacy or multiple, let's say, multiple layered diplomacy that Pakistan has coined. But let's see how the things will be developed within upcoming couple of days. Definitely, I can confirm that Moscow is offering a stabilization plan, let's say, to roll back to the disposition of 2015 agreement, and from that disposition, try to see what kind of perspectives, what is the potential can be overviewed furthermore.
Dr. Roxolana, we understand that you have issues in Moscow regarding this Wi-Fi. But you'll have to bear with us and we will bear with you. So don't worry about that. So once again, I would ask you that, the things which happened in 2015, when Russia gave Iran 140 tons of uranium and told them to not to exceed 3.67%. Can that thing be repeated again this time? And can Russia go for this thing? And is Iran comfortable doing that again? Can Iran can transfer all that uranium to Russia? Can this thing happen again?
There is a high probability that Iran can transfer plutonium to Russia. Actually, Russia has offered that before. But I would like to make your attention being focused on another issue.
Yes.
We keep talking about nuclear program of Iran. But we do not forget that Iran is really strongly linked to Russia in technological sense.
Yep.
And that will be really naive to think that Russia and Iran for years, for decades, have been not reflecting, if you want the milestone, to take milestone as imperative, 2015. But believe me, those kind of reflections and negotiations and discussions about the new geopolitical disposition of Iran in the Middle East have been on the table in Moscow for decades. What does it mean? It means that Russia, being a superpower nowadays, in producing new technology, I mean hypersonic missiles, absolutely, without no doubt, have been transferring and helping Iran in order to develop this new generation of weapons.
Okay.
So while the whole world and international community is superstitiously focused on Iranian nuclear deal, a nuclear program, Iran will give up that nuclear program tomorrow. It's not a big deal. This is a great issue, a question. I mean, because Iranian diplomacy is 5,000 years old. That's why against of Iranian diplomacy, we talk about United States, which still try to use a cowboy diplomacy, a madman diplomacy, while negotiating with Iran. And we have seen that Iran has turned away quite softly, quite masterfully, avoiding sitting at the round table in Islamabad during the second round table talks, because Iran wanted to demonstrate that this time we're not going back. It's not going to be repetition or rehearsal of the deal 2015. It's failed, it's gone, it's over, it's dead. So we are going to witness an absolutely new reality. And believe me, after this kind of, let's say, framework, or the framework of peaceful framework that will be reached, definitely it will be reached because all the parties are interested in that. at least to gain some time and space, and stabilize the situation. It will not be repeated as the deal of 2015.
Okay, it will not.
We are going to transfer to absolutely new level of communication because the Middle East is going to be converted in an absolutely new project, new geopolitical reality from now on.
Okay. So, but you're admitting one thing over here, and that is with clarity that for new generation weapons and new hypersonic missiles, Russia is helping out Iran. Am I right or wrong? If I'm wrong, please correct me.
You are standing between being right and being wrong because we are talking about, let's say, secret package of diplomacy. I'm just extrapolating the possible scenario of development of the things. That's why let's keep it somewhere in the middle in order to be, let's say, more inclined to think that it will highly likely to happen that way, as I mentioned.